me to welcome everybody in this Saada music business session. We've got the greatest panelists here and some of the esteemed panelists on Zoom, which I will be introducing. Really, this one is for the artists. Anybody out there who really want to get into the music business, this is your time. Please make sure that you take your notebook, everything that you can get, because this one will be hot. Everybody in the music industry, they want to make it. You get in because you've got talent and you want to shine. But behind every success as an artist in the music industry, there is business to it. And also when artists have made it, sometimes they feel they've been robbed, exploited. Actually, the word exploited is used in a negative connotation in the music industry. Whereas we, and if you talk to publishers, the word exploitation is the best word ever. So today we'll be talking to a variety of individuals who are part of the ecosystem and the supply chain of the music industry. Nico, greet our people.
Hi guys, my name is Nico.
We've got as well Howard Gomba, who's a singer and a music producer. Howard Bulisaban.
Dumelang, hi everyone, go hi. My name is Tabang Howard Gomba. Yes, all the way from Sosha. Yeah.
And next to Howard, we've got Z, the Toxic.
Hello everyone, igama lami uZandile wakwaNcumalo, aka Z the Toxic. I'm a singer, songwriter and rapper.
Of course, thank you very much. And it will be fun and let's educate our people as much as we have. We've got our studio audience will be also contributing in our discussion. And Ntokozo from MT Base, as a compiler, please greet our people.
Hi, how's guys? My name is Doz Uchi. I'm actually a senior programmer at Viacom Africa. Yeah, hope everyone's cool.
Thank you very much. We also have someone who will always take your story and make sure that our people read about it. She's a journalist from Drum Magazine, Kama Daile. Please just greet all of us.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's good today.
In the meantime, we've got Lindiwe Dlamini from Orchards. Lindiwe, please greet us.
Hi guys, as Matla has already said, I'm Lindiwe and I'm the label and marketing manager at The Orchard, which is a music distribution company for those who aren't familiar with The Orchard.
Thank you so much. I think we've got a variety of expertise that is around in this session. We start here. It all starts with a song. And I'm gonna start with the artists themselves. What inspires you to write that song? And take us through just that process. Z?
Oh, what inspires me? Based from my experience, most of the time I phumeleli. And that's just based on my experience. So I've just allowed it to be. So I studio feel and most of the time ngiyaphumelela.
So in simple languages that we've gone past the stages of your Abu Babu, Shabalala, Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, who are looking at the political environment at the time and then be able to sing based on the social realities of our people. And they say, Silale Maweni, those are the kind of songs that came out. Oh, Mama Letambulu, they started the song purely because they realized that we are not yet liberated, and they write and say, not yet Uhuru. Are you saying the generation of today get into a studio and start creating music?
Well, music is about passing on the next message to someone else. Right. You see, so we do not take away the aspect of passing on a message to someone else or whatever the inspirational part might be. As figure studio city, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Based on my experience.
That's interesting, very interesting. Howard?
Yeah. Well, you can be inspired by so many things, draw inspiration from so many things. like you were saying, you know, people were in an environment where, you know, they could write a song about, you know. You can really, it depends on the energy, you know, you give, you know, or there is in studio. You can plan a song, you can, you know, not plan a song. You know, it really depends on the energy in the studio. So.
But I just want us just to take a step back because we've got young people who just got into the music industry. The music industry of this country has a beautiful history. And someone who will know it better, someone who has written a lot about the music industry, being an entertainment journalist herself, Kama, please just take us 5 years back.
As a writer and as a journalist, I feel back then people were a little bit fearless. People were brave. People were more honest and open. Artists, not to say that artists these days don't speak or sing from the heart, but they were a bit more honest about their music, a bit. I'm not so concerned about social media too much. They weren't worried about image too much about, oh, what is this brand gonna think of me when I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You know, they were a little bit more daring. A lot of them were people who had born in the 80s, 90s, so fresh out of apartheid freedom, everybody's excited. So music was very exciting.
Maybe the way we used to write music or the way music was written, maybe the young people are going to teach us one thing or two. 3-5, you are a proud Kwaito artist at the time of Amapiano. What challenges an artist like you is facing at the right moment?
Well, I'm always getting rejected. Bangitshela ukuthi ngenza amapiano or igqom. The other time I got an email from a radio station bangisendela like ama-examples wengoma okumele like mangirecord like ingoma yami ngifanise ne-Versace ka-AKA. I'm like angisfanisi auto-tune ngicela nje ningangifanisi no-AKA because I'm doing kwaito. I started this kwaito thing, like I started this music thing so I can restore the dignity of kwaito music. So imagine ke mangenza kwaito bangitshela ukuthi ngenza igqom. When Big Nas was famous kade bangitshela ukuthi imitate Big Nas. When Professor was famous kade bangitshela ukuthi imitate like yazi. Ngifuna nje ukusipanisana nabantu abagrand for ukubuyisa ikwaito nesithunzi sekwaito. Because ayikho into engihambelayo mara people like ikwaito into engithanda into yimi iphila ngakini mara ayikho into engishintshela empilweni yami just because I chose kwaito and la khona abantu abaphethe abangazwani nekwaito. So whoever uzayo push ikwaito like nje story sakhe abasithatheli ikhanda. So meaning kumele ngichange igenre so that abantu bang appreciate. Kanjani, why would I change igenre egini kwaito is a lifestyle ngibuyezola.
Are you thinking that maybe Kwaito is not given the fair chance to coexist with other music genres? Like we still have people singing gospel, we still have people singing other typical genres, and they are given the platform.
I think the whole system is trying to crush kwaito music. Bazama uku replace kwaito or the way kwaito, I'm not sure because yazi makhuluma ngekwaito uyabhora. At this stage, like makhuluma ngekwaito mozongena office it's high or radio I'm a kwaito musician like so babhorile already because baphethe lento yokuthi kwaito ifeel.
Nyoko, do you believe that there is an agenda against Kwaito?
To be honest, the reason why, sorry to block, I wanted to, because from Utenja, you know, Utenja is an upcoming artist who is been trying to, 3-5, sorry.
3-5,
oh, who has been trying to get into the industry for so many years.
Yeah.
And the passion that he has, you know, I mean, unfortunately that sometimes we've got people that get the opportunity but misuse it. And then you get people that have the passion but don't get the opportunity. So now, in his case, I think it's a matter of maybe sitting down alone saying, because if you listen to, if we want to argue the fact, quiet on a piano, you know, for me as a viewer, not even an artist manager, I've seen music evolve from, Pro Kids to Aries. So when you listen to hip hop back in the day, people that do hip hop, they did it for, I feel like they did it for the culture. It was more of, us waking up and going to Eslaches and listening to hip hop. People that were famous back in the day they did it for the culture. But the problem becomes when, you guys that want to get into the music industry, maybe you don't understand what you're getting yourself into. Yes, you're saying you want to do Kwaito right now. I say Kwaito still does exist. Because when you listen to Emma Piano song, Emma Piano song is like how we did Kwaito back in the day. I'll say we because I was part of the, people that were listening to Kwaito. I mean, when you listen to a Kwaito song, like maybe Ega Mtu or Ega Kabelo or Ega Khronmanzola, it's basically expressing your views and what you're going through. When you listen to Mapiano, Yavuga, you can do a song with just a kishin or ngoma style kanje, which was quite back in the day because you just woke up and did a song. It's things that were in our eyes and then we sang about. So it's the same thing. It's just a change of the name that maybe you not understanding from Kwaito to Mapiano. That's my understanding.
So
I feel like it's the same. It's the same culture. It's just changed. Maybe the tempos are also changed and the beats, but it's the same. It's a transition from Kwaito to that's my opinion.
Nice one.
Yes.
We'll come back to you, Ndogozo.
Yeah, I actually agree a lot with what Nico said. It's quite a still exists in leaps and bounds. If the biggest artists right now, or one of the biggest songs, I don't know if Greece and Matlisa and Suma, if you've interviewed them and had a chat with them, they don't consider themselves as Amapiano artists. They actually call themselves Kwaito artists. They just do their Kwaito on Amapiano beats, which is what Kwaito was back then. Kwaito has always been a cocktail of music. So it's about times, and the BPM, as Nico also highlighted, it changed. It's a bit faster now. So back then, the house music that was being used to create Kwaito was more 45 BPM, more slower. You remember the 999 stuff, you know what I mean? So such as hip hop, it's changed. They call it trap now. But it's just a BPM change, just a movement and telling stories. Again, I think Uzi mentioned writing, just for what you feel. And we can talk about a song that got people speaking early last year or year before last year, which was Alawangana Mahuba, again, Semiti and Miano. And that also spoke to the writing you were speaking about, that song got people talking because people thought they were promoting drugs and alcohol. But for me, it was more of they were telling the story of what already is happening in the townships of Alexandra, Soweto, or wherever, where people are actually using these drugs. So these young guys went to the studio and were just telling a story of what they just saw outside their house. And that's what Kwaito has always been. So, and mostly South African music. And in music in general, you tell a story of the life and times of what things are happening in your environment, in your community, and as such, you just find a beat that works for the day and age. And right now, that beat is Amapiano.
Ndogozo, the music industry is blessed to have people like you, and especially on TV. May God bless you and continue to teach others what you're saying, because you are dealing with a lot of misconceptions, and that's one thing I like. Lindiwe, please maybe add one or two on this matter, but in the main, I request you to tell us about Orchard just a bit and the opportunities that are there, as well as share with us now, take us into the world of technology. We are in the fourth industrial revolution. Orchard is out there. How is the game changing with institutions like Orchards?
So what we do at the Orchard for independent artists is that we offer full service marketing to DSPs. So if people submit their releases to us 3 weeks in advance, because that's the lead time that we need in order to pitch the releases to the stores, we offer an in-house retail marketing service where we pitch the releases to the DSPs for possible placements. So if you may see every Friday, the different stores update their playlists and you see different artists on covers or banners. those artists didn't get there by mistake. Whichever distribution company that they're with got them there. So it's a matter of pitching, and if the store creators and editors like whatever's being submitted at the time, then they communicate with the distributor that they'd like to have a certain artist on a playlist or on a banner. And then when it comes to video operations, a lot of artists aren't really monetizing from their YouTube. So we assist them with setting up that part of the video operations in terms of content monetization, ensuring that the content has content IDs, which can be picked up by our system for monetization, ensuring that the YouTube channels are well optimized. And by optimization, I mean, if you have a YouTube channel, you have to ensure that there's a banner, there's an avatar, that you know what descriptions to use, what keywords to use, and all of that stuff.
Why do we still have people getting into the music industry? And that's the interesting thing. We know by now that we still have what we call police brass bands and soldiers brass bands. We've got choirs in various companies. So those people, they actually joining the music component, but they know they are guaranteed a salary every day. So they're just doing it for fun. They say, I'm go police brass band. But they know their actual career is being a police. So being in the music is just a by the way. How do we? You got into the music industry, share your story. Both yourself and Howard. Share your story. Are you a member of any band? Are you being paid somewhere? Are you working for a bank and you're doing music temporarily? Or are you hardcore as the career of music from start to where we are?
For myself, speaking for myself, I saw that the corporate field, doesn't work for me, I tried so many times and I tried so many things, and it didn't just work. But I decided to choose the music, what I do best, sing and produce the music. And it's working out for me, If it means Nyeko going to the defense force to become whatever, the brass band's manager or whatever, let it be. Let him do it, So it really depends on an individual.
So you because we're toying with an idea that there is career path. We are encouraging parents out there to make sure that their children can follow music as a career path. Musicians don't have to sleep in the dusty streets of Hillbrow to make it. I think that narrative is tired. We're no longer interested in that. We're just wondering how parents today, when you say you are a musician, how did they take it? Z?
Well, with me, I've always emphasized on the importance of letting things being organic. Akwenzeki. Yabona? Because I think mom ngane man uyatshela ukuthi lengane avicula le. Lengane avikhona ukucula. So with me, it started off ngama cover. When I did cover Kamlindo the vocalist, I cover yasha 1 million views in like a period of like 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, but I wasn't planning on being an artist. I was being Umlindo. Yeah, but I mashaya cover 1.3 million views. Abantu sebayabuza ukuthi hayibo ubani lengane lena. Yeah, then you obviously become
1.3 views.
How?
Just like that.
How?
Technology, eh?
How?
That's where we're going.
And then
Tell us more.
YouTube comes ngama payments. Ukuthi okay, if viewership yakho when it reaches to a certain number of views, kwenzakala kanje kanje, obviously nami ngomuntu ngithanda imali. Ngiyaqoqosha ukuthi hawu kushuthi lento le singabhadala. So I'm basically being paid for ukuthanda umlindo. Yabo? Bala lo. And then, but obviously, when the people, akiri abantu ezibakubona ku YouTube bayabuza ukuthi ubani lengane. So the anticipation iyaqala, then you become an artist. Yabo. Kodwa into beyenza ukucula bengazi ukuthi ayibo ngingane khona ukucula. Kwayenzeka nje kanjalo. With the parents, they understood. Bebanganayo inkinga.
Nice. My interest now is for you, Nyeko the Great, and also maybe no Kama, just to share with us the current trend in 2020 and 2021. What is big? What must we look for? What are these big trends? You know better, Nyeko, the great.
I think people fall in love with an artist more than the music. Yes, the music is there, but it also depends on the message on the music. It determines how it's gonna last in the industry. So, if, for instance, if I sing about Amapalun, I mean, Amapalun will be Amapalun, but in the next 2 months, kuzoba orange. So, if I then sing about Inklupego, for instance, you know, into ekhona and the affecta abantu abamnyama or nabanye abantu. So, into esiphila every day. If I sing about success, if I sing about Wakiluma Mami Indlu, you know, there's a lot of young artists that I'm talking to out there that they would want one day. So I feel like the content also plays a big role on the level of the song and the trending of the song. Because I mean, for instance, I'll go back to Umlindo. His album was released in 2018, and when you play some of the songs now, they only make sense now. You know, you can then play over and over and over, and that's not because of Mlindo is the greatest vocalist. Yes, probably is one of the greatest vocalists, but the message when you listen to the song, it gives a story, it gives hope, you can make your mom to listen to it. Ungaphugokha mamele umalume make mamele if ucula ngenhlupheko yonke inhlupheko sonke siyayazi, even if unayo imali but inhlupheko uyayazi. So what goes into ama lyrics, I think they really determine ukuthi does the song last or does the song go, maybe after 2 months then it goes down or something.
I like that really, because now it really it introduces one of the most important things. We live in a moral-based society in South Africa. We know that the voice of the society we live in has an effect on the lifespan of a song. We take 2 songs that I'm going to give an example. John Vulligate is the greatest song ever. I mean, it's vibey. I still dance to it. But the society in these days of gender-based violence, they've pushed it. Actually made sure that it disqualifies for airplay. But the song is great, because the song is an African song. It is inspired by an African Oscar-winning movie, a film. So all of these things, how does an artist then survive in that? You create a big song, it's a hit, and society rejects it. So what should an artist really do in this situation? You come up with a big hit, and society does a pushback. Kai.
Speaking about trends that they were saying, I feel, the only trend is authenticity. All these things, they come and go. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't think even the people who created these songs that are supposedly great knew that their songs were going to be enjoyed and that people were going to love them. I feel like everything that's been timeless throughout is just authenticity. The more authentic you are, the more people are attracted to you. People are being creative with their sounds. You can be an amapiano music in this day and age if you're not authentic, and if your music is not authentic, I feel like that's the only trend. That's the only timeless trend. And also collaborations, have taken people very far these days. You're a hip hop artist, you want to get far in a space like this, go collaborate with other genres and not just limit yourself, say, you know what, I'm a Kwaito artist, this is what I am. Kwaito artists, go collaborate with a Maskandi artist, get into uncomfortable spaces. That's what makes people want to hear you more. That's what makes, basically that's what gets music out there. And as an artist, I believe artists should be versatile. It's not just about, of course, you have your values and your beliefs, but being able to collaborate with other people really gives you a bigger platform and wider ears. But in terms of trends, I still feel like being authentic and authentically who you are is what's making people attracted to whatever sound is happening right now.
Indeed, we know that a great example is Big Zulu. He is big now, we like it or not, overbooked, in fact, as a matter of fact. He took a stand and stick to what he knows best. Whether it was taking a chance, it was a good chance. So as a musician, please do take risks. We've got studio audience, and we will really love to hear from them because they will actually take us right to the grassroots of the challenges you guys are facing. What do you think are the new trends? What must change? Here are the experts. They will be answering each and every single question that you have. Let's go like that. Okay. Any question?
Ngiyayithanda hip hop, so like if ngenza amapiano, like it wouldn't be right. So like how do I get into the zone amapiano, because I'm not used to amapiano.
I will allow you to answer it, and let's take the second question. Yes, bro. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Well, I would like to ask that you have said, I have heard you saying that, as an artist, you must distribute songs to people that are being able to be listening to everyone, like every genre, like either you're 65, either you are 100, either you are 20, or you're youth, or you're a child. Okay, let's look at Designer. If you look at Designer right now, and can you give a song of Designer to someone who is 65 years old to listen to it right now? You cannot. Why? Because of the ways that are there and whatever he did. So my question goes like this. So as an artist, am I supposed to produce only music that can be listening like by everyone, no matter how old you are?
I feel like it's important to know your market. And as a hip hop artist, you must first know where you belong. Maybe you look at the hip hop industry, because it's also divided into different segments. It's either there's now trap, there's now hip hop rap, there's now hip hop that is, there's hip hop, you can have an artist that goes into a drum beat, and there's people that write also differently. So once you've established who you're selling your music to, or rather that certain market, it's easy then to, even take a Mbaqanga or a gospel fan to listen to your music. But it's like if you, for instance, if you're saying you're from Soweto or you're from Tembisa, and you want us in Northern Cape to love you, but Tembisa hasn't even known you. So you must first fix your small house, and then when you then know that I've got a market, and then let me see how I explore and make my music to reach out to other people. Because it's not a matter of, but I'm only doing music for hip hop artists. If you're a musician, as a hip hop artist, I mean, if I can put you in a producer with someone that does Afro Soul or someone that does, they're also versatile. So they also, when you put a producer and an artist in studio, even if you can have a producer and a musician that is a hip hop artist, you can have a song. So it's not limiting yourself. It's more saying to yourself, you're an artist. If you hear a beat, you write to a beat. But if you're gonna say, I'm only doing this type of music, you're gonna have to wait until you do the biggest song for your song to be one of the biggest songs. So to answer him, I feel like it's almost the same thing. It's segmentation, Once you know what you're selling to, it makes it easy. We're not saying make every song to be a inspirational song, but we're also saying when you get into studio, know why are you in studio. I understand sometimes, musicians, I think a lot of people don't know how musicians get into the zone of, writing a song. Either you are inspired to write a song, or Nico calls you with Danger and say, please write a song with Danger. It's different, types of recordings. But most of the time, if you get into studio and you, as an artist, you wouldn't say, today I'm recording a gospel, but you will just say, give me the mic, put on the thing and record. And then a gospel song will just come out. And then the producer will say, no, I know where you're going, continue like this. So it's more of a creative more than anything. So as an artist, you can't box yourself and say, I'm only selling to this market because it's the only one that makes money.
Perhaps let's just go back to Ndogozo. Ndogozo, what is the biggest mistake that emerging artists are making?
The artist, I think, in the crowd who asked the question about making music to please people. You don't need to make music to please people. Firstly, you need to make music to please yourself. Because when you forget yourself, my man, then I don't know, who's gonna help you find yourself? Because this industry is crazy. Drake, one of the biggest artists in the world right now, has an Afrobeat song, has a reggae song, has rap songs, has an R&B song, has a song with Black Coffee. How many genres are those? And I swear, I think he's gonna drop an Amapiano song in his next album because he's shown us that he likes that, So what I'm also trying to say to young artists is that you don't have to do what Drake did. Do what you want to do.
I'm gonna give you 15 seconds, because you wanted to add something.
I feel like, having people like him in the industry is really a blessing. Why? Because of reality is there are people that are still disobeying the law, and there are people that still do take monies for people to be played more. And when we get a lot of young people coming into the industry and trying to do the music industry, at least lawfully, we become happy. But the challenge becomes when the ones that still want to do it then continue. But it's people like him that would also help change the society moving forward.
We are now moving into the world, and with COVID has pushed us now. We are being forced to get into that world in which we are familiar with the online and the digital space. Is technology really assisting us? Our people are now confronted with the reality that they are forced now to adapt, use, distribute their music online, but they never know how their money comes back. Because in there is a new world. There are aggregators, there are all of those issues. Can someone please just take us through this? Technology and its impact on the future of music industry.
Back in the day, there was no technology to make life easier, but people still sold music. And they still had, Brenda Fassie still, sold so much that she became one of the biggest. Zahara came also, she did that. But now it should give us, this technology, we should use it to actually make more sales. The only challenge becomes when shops like music are shutting down, and then we're like, so how are we then gonna sell our music to our people? Because yes, the platform is there, there's online, but not everybody is able to either buy data. Not everybody is able to have an app or have a smartphone. So how do we then still engage with the masses without using so much technology?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to my audience. Thank you. I'm gonna go back to my audience and firstly check whether is there any pending question.
I disagree with like technology. It makes easy is I think in terms of imali. I think when utsengisa let's say back then I'm a city we has city 50 rand. So magasengi city we has 50 rand in my pockets. Internet it one view YouTube it pays less than 1 cent. So as an upcoming artist or an established artist, they're not really making imali engago through the internet.
The technology is very much more convenient because it only took a phone my baby. And I didn't even pay anything. As long as I spend the next, it only took a phone to shoot. Whereas when it comes to ECD, you have to pay for lienzo. Lienzo mahal.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And it also affects mobility.
Mobility,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because if which means I can only get to attract a community as whereas when it comes to the internet, it only takes for me a post to YouTube Alex so it's very much more convenient because I don't even have to spend anything. All it takes is shooting a video. Whereas with CD, music in a share.
Yeah. She's saying in a split of a second, if someone pays me 1 rand just to view my my work on internet, if it is good, it's good. It attracts 5 million people, each of them, and I'm getting R1. I don't care if it is 10 rand, but I'm getting R1. 5 million people view, and me being paid R1, that's 5 million cool. So it is how you approach the use of technology in today's age. I think that is what the balance of the discussion is all about. Yes, just one last more question.
Yes.
I'm pressed for time now.
Yes, my name is Cliff again. I want to ask Kuti, when music is playing on internet, if it's on Spotify, if they in Spotify streaming become number one, how do you get that money? It's like you get money after how many months, how many years? How did they pay it?
I feel like with Spotify's and Apple Music and all these other digital platforms, it's obviously about registration. When you register, you have an account. So you've got an account. In your account, you can, I feel they've made it so easy that every single time you want to claim your money, you go back to the account and then you look at what you've made already and then you've claimed. I know there's another platform that's called CD Baby. So in CD Baby, you upload your music. After a month, you check how much your music has made and then you can claim it. So it's more of being part of different organizations so that you can be able to know about maybe a certain platform and maybe educate yourself further about different platforms where you can put your music and then you can know or understand how you then make revenue. I feel like it's more music knowledge. If you want to know about Spotify, Google Spotify, and then it will tell you what Spotify is. If they say log in, fill in your details, fill it in, and then they will then give you forms maybe to send it, you update, you put in your banking details. By the time the money's there, the money's going to come to you directly.
Nice.
So to wrap it up for me, some of the challenges that we face as artist managers, and I'm only saying artist manager because that's what I do most of the time, or rather that's what stresses. A lot of musicians get into the music industry, number one, not understanding the music industry. All of them, for them, is either, they envy what they see on TV, they envy being on stage, they envy making a lot of money and buying these nice cars. But music education is also important, and it's platforms like these that give you an opportunity to say, before you become a doctor, learn about being a doctor. Before you want to become a musician, there's a music business part of it. If maybe, as a manager, I'm the one that is responsible to make sure that you get to a gig. I'm the one that's responsible that your image is clean. If you go to an interview, you know what you're going to say. What we face a lot of times is artists not wanting to listen. I'll just put it out there, they just don't want to listen. So when the artist is like Danger, like 325, he's going to come to me now and say, Nico, I want to sing, here's my song. I'm saying, great, put the song online, the song blows. 3 months later, 325, he has an interview, no pickup. So it's the same challenge that I think they always face, different generations from Mamle Tambul to, to now. The problem of when you are there already, now the language changes. It becomes, now he will listen to me. Now, as a manager, I must listen to what you want, which is okay, but some of the things that you want are impossible. You don't want to wake up, you don't want to go to an interview, you think this top is cool. I'm saying, no, let's use this one because I am the eye behind the scene, So it's when we get people like Abo Z and Abo 325 wanting to get into we wish that they understand what they're getting themselves to. And once they make it, because if you push enough, you are going to make it. But once you make it, please listen to people that understand the journey or they know the journey better than you. Because you can be good in studio, but when you're done with the song, you need to give your song to someone else. You need to get to a gig. You need to get bookings. That has its own people, and you need to give those people to do the job. But if you become an artist, now you want to become your own manager, you want to become your own plugger, it will become a problem. So when you get into it, know what you're getting yourself into. If you need to read contracts, get a legal person to help you. If you're looking for a manager, you can, look at maybe sometimes having friends as managers is good, but you need to know that that person that you're giving an opportunity will deliver based on your expectations. So it's important to learn before you get into the game.
I think if we can also label owners, give mentorship, to these artists, you know, as children, as kids, you know, in the industry. So, you know, you learn as you grow. I mean, even when you make mistakes, you know, you'll be able to bring yourself, you know, together, you know.
Danger, what would be your advice to a young person who want to enter the industry now, as your rapper? Your 60 seconds starts now.
Mamela umoya wakho. Music is a spiritual thing. Like, ngalandeli izinto ezigcwele nje, ungadakwa internet. Listen to yourself first. Mamela umoya wakho. That's all.
Dogozo, please, your 30 minutes starts now. How do these young people get on to MTV Base? And you have explained something else?
No, it's pretty simple. If you want your music video onto MTV Base, it's mtvbasemusic@vimn.com. That's mtvbasemusic@vimn.com. They'll send you a form and everything will work out. It's pretty, simple. If you don't, you don't. That's just how it works. And as far as last words are concerned, I would like to share the fact that I think learning and teaching yourself about where you are going in every facet of life is very important.
You are a blessing for this industry to have you around. Dogozo, thank you very much. Grow, brother, grow. Our children need that information. Lindy, we have agreed that we'll share with our people how do they get onto your platform, Orchards, as your concluding remarks. Your 60 seconds starts now.
For anyone that's interested, they can email me or Nota, and then we can start the conversation from there. But one thing that they need to have ready, it's their bio, which is very, very important. Info of what they're currently doing to put themselves out there, as well as analytics and stats of their most recent releases on Spotify as well as on Apple Music. And how they can access that info is that they need to have, obviously, accounts, Spotify for artist accounts and Apple for Music artist accounts. That's where they can get to grab whatever analytics and stats that we need, just to also keep track of how you're performing so that we can know how much effort we'll need to put into you as an artist in terms of marketing to the DSPs.
Thank you so much, Lindiwe Dlamini. We are very grateful to have you as well. Kama, please just conclude for us. Your 60 seconds starts now.
My conclusion is that talent is not enough. It's amazing that you're talented, it's beautiful, but there's a lot of other people out there, you know, who are probably as talented, if not more talented than you are. You just have to put in the hard work. Make sure you do the research that you need to do. Everybody's stressed education enough, not just desk education, but just like teaching yourself about the industry, learning everything that you can, the business, even things that you need to learn about your image. Image is very important, branding is very important. Be open-minded, you know, be open into learning from other people and other genres. Keep in touch with people, network with people. It's very important. And what's your story? Because yes, there's 1,000 singers out there who are great at big Afro pop singers or whatever. What's your story? What's your selling point? What makes you so amazing? Because when you're away from the microphone, people also want to know about you and your life. Participate, engage people. The media is not out there to harm you. Nobody's coming for you. Nobody wants to only write and read horrible things about you. People are interested in your background and your history. Everyone has a story to tell. Don't be afraid to tell your story, because even the worst, the most horriblest stories, somebody can relate. And then the talent is just an added bonus. So, yeah.
No, thank you very much, Kama Daile, a journalist from Drum Magazine, and also she writes opinion pieces on entertainment on various other platforms. Your next story, Kama, is the Saada Music Business Sessions. They are totally different. They are hardcore. Please, can we read about it? We know you're gonna interview some of us, and we love to read about this because These are messages and the platform that we are creating for people to know and engage at different levels. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mandla Masego Senior on all social platforms. If you want to follow me, I'm a scholar in the space and I teach at universities. My job is very simple, is to impart knowledge as much as I can. If you follow me on Facebook in particular, that is my lecture room, and I'm making sure that all these people that we have around us, you will find their names on my platform so that you stay in touch. All of us here, as the panelists, the content makers, and everybody here, they are doing their best just to share the information. Utilize the information to become great. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long day. Thank you to each and every single member of the panel or in the studio and our esteemed guests there on Zoom. Thank you so much on behalf of Saada, the management, the crew, and everybody else here. We say to you, thank you for sharing this information and thank you for making this session such a great session, because this kind of information will educate and will change life. Thank you very much. That is a wrap, if we are correct.